Welcome to the Coach Al Holland Show, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Now, from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville and powered by the LG network of Appalachian Wireless, here are East Kentucky Broadcasting's Andrew Joyce and UPike head football coach, Al Holland.
Hello, everyone. It's the 2016 debut of the Al Holland Show, head coach of your University of Pikeville Bears. We come to you live each Tuesday from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville, and during the next half hour, we'll talk UPike football with special guests and, of course, the coach, Al Holland Jr. We'll have a preview of the Bears opener Thursday night. That's right, the season kicks off 6 p.m. at Bluefield's Mitchell Stadium. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your University of Pikeville Bears coach, Al Holland Jr. Coach, coming off a finish in the Mid-South Conference last year, third in the Mid-South Conference, picked to finish third in the Mid-South Conference East this season. Let's wrap up last year. Let's talk about the off season before we get started on this season. How do you feel about your team's off season?
I feel good about it. We had 50 guys here the month of July working out early and trying to get in tip-top shape, and that means a lot for those guys and for our football team moving forward. Some young guys getting on campus, getting their feet wet. So that's big for our program moving forward. We had a great spring. Ended with a good spring game. Had some injuries throughout the spring. Got a lot of those guys healthy and looking forward to from fall to fall camp. And we've had a great fall camp. A lot of competition at some different positions. And we're anxious to get out there and hit somebody else other than hitting each other every day in practice. So we're looking forward to Thursday night.
Of course, a lot of excitement around the University of Pikeville Bears program, as you can see, as we're broadcasting live. Buffalo Wild Wings, and there are a lot of UPike fans in the house here anticipating your great season as well. You've got newcomers, you've got some guys that are returning as well for this 2016 campaign. First, let's talk about those guys that are coming back that will be key this year.
Well, we have 3 guys that's on the All-Commonwealth team to start, and that's big. And that's all the universities across the state of Kentucky. And Chad Conway, Jordan Mattingly, both defensive linemen that were on there. Jack Hopkins, a strong safety, free safety for us that was on there. And that says a lot about us. Got a lot of experience coming back on defense. Cam Parsley, freshman defensive player of the year coming back, so a lot of experience there. On offense, you got a 3-year starter. One of the guys right across the mountain in Sonny Warren. And that's big for us. Having your signal caller back on offense is big. You're going to see some young guys up front on that offensive line early on and mixing some different pieces up there. But, we graduated a lot last year on offense. So, and the loss of Quan Weaver after last season, eligibility-wise. So, Jamar Kirksey's got some big shoes to fill, but he had some big games for us last year as a junior and expecting a lot of big things out of him, and Austin Prey out at wide receiver, and Anthony Brown. And I'll tell you, a big surprise for us out of camp and this past spring is Braxton Whitmore at tight end. Expect to see that number 13. You've seen it a lot last year in Jamon Langford, but expect to see Braxton Whitmore making a lot of big plays for this football team this year offensively.
The tight end position has evolved
right.
Your offense. The wideouts, those guys, the slot guys, of course, were primary in your offense. It seems to have evolved that you're using the tight end more.
Trying to use it more and more, and it helps our football team out and gives us a lot more different looks and puts defenses in a bind, and trying to find that athletic guy, and that's key for our football program, and giving our guys the best chance to be able to score as many points as possible and to be more balanced as well. And if you know me from the past 7 years, we went from air raid throwing it 70% of the time to that more 50-50 range, and that helps us control the clock a little bit more in game management and less turnovers throughout a ball game.
Absolutely. Coach Al Holland, head coach of your University of Pikeville Bears. Kickoff 6 p.m. Thursday night at Bluefield's Mitchell Stadium as the Bears will take on Bluefield. Mid-South Conference East matchup to kick off the season. It's an important game, and we look for you to follow the Bears to Bluefield. It's a short drive to Bluefield and a great setting for college football. You'll enjoy the matchup. If you can't make it, of course, we'll have coverage on Z1075 all season long. We're coming to you from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. A great crowd of Bears faithful here tonight. And, of course, we'll be here each Tuesday night through football season and then into basketball season as well. And the folks at Buffalo Wild Wings, they are huge supporters of the University of Pikeville.
Can't say enough about them, and a great venue to have our coaches show, and thanks to you guys at EKB Sports and everything, and taking care of us. But great food, great service, and it's great to be able to sit around and talk football and have our fans here and to talk weekly, and to get more people out to our ball games, and it's important for our guys and for this program and for this university, and to continue to build this thing.
Getting it done right, the University of Pikeville Bears football program. Coach Al Holland Jr. will rejoin us a little later as we'll preview Bluefield and preview the 2016 season. What are some of this team's goals for the upcoming season? Special guest tonight, we'll talk with members of the coaching staff. Co-offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach, he was a Hall of Fame player, Justin Lamb will join us a little later. Coming up next segment, associate head coach, defensive guy, Brian Williams, next when the Al Holland Show returns from Buffalo Wild Wings at Pikeville. It's presented by Appalachian Wireless.
This just in, August is turning out to be the hottest month in recorded history. And this time it's not due to dog days. The cause for this phenomena is Appalachian Wireless, as they are slashing all normal contract pricing by 50% all this month when you sign up for service. This includes the LG V10, the Samsung GS7, and yes folks, even the 64 and 128 gig model smartphones. Back to school time has never been hotter. Better service, bigger savings. Serving you for the last 25 years at Appalachian Wireless.
We're gonna lose. I can't watch.
That is how you do it!
Now we have to watch another game.
Yeah, I got nowhere else to be.
What about your wife? It's cool. I left a note.
This doesn't look good.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of different fonts, couple typos.
Our authentically awesome wings taste even better with special prices on Wing Tuesdays and Boneless Thursdays, only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey guys, Jamie Johnson reminding you to tune in for your favorite high school football highlights on Armchair Quarterback, presented by Embroid Me, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. live right here on EKB TV. Catch the highlights you missed from the night before, get the latest on your favorite college teams, and we'll talk to some special guests as well. Nobody is all over local sports like EKB. Watch Armchair Quarterback, presented by Embroid Me, Saturdays at 10 a.m. right here on EKB TV.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Al Holland Show, where we're bringing you a complete look at University of Pikeville Bears football. The kickoff of the 2016 season, Thursday night, 6 p.m., Bluefield's Mitchell Stadium, as the Bears kick off the season in Mid-South Conference East competition. We'll be rejoined by the head coach as we come to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville, presented by Appalachian Wireless. Every Tuesday night, we'll be right here, and you're invited to join us next Tuesday night, 6 p.m., as we bring you the Coach Al Holland Show. Joined now by Associate Head Coach, Defensive Coordinator, Recruiting Coordinator, in his fourth year now at the University of Pikeville. Time flies, seems like just yesterday. Coach Brian Williams, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, happy to be here.
You're a defensive-minded guy. You're a recruiting-minded guy. As soon as the season wraps up, during the season, I know you're thinking recruiting, also preparing your defensive unit for the game, and then helping out with those head coaching duties as well. You've seen a lot. Your fourth season here, coming off a great defensive year statistically, one of the best defensive years we've seen in years at the University of Pikeville. Let's hear your thoughts on this year's defensive unit as you're set to kick off the season.
I believe we have a great nucleus of kids. We have a lot of kids that care. That's the number one thing, is finding those guys that believe in themselves. It took us a long time to build what we have on defense. It took 3 years, but our kids have got to the point where they expect themselves to be successful.
Do they understand what you expect as a defensive coordinator now?
I do. I believe that they have an understanding of what I expect from them, which is that we're going to play snap the whistle every play. We're going to play physical, and we're going to play very sound, and we're going to be disciplined about what we do.
4 seasons, and when you arrived here, depth on the defensive side may not have been what you wanted. As you're recruiting, as you're looking at newcomers to bring into the program, that has to be something that you consider. Is depth near where you want it to be now?
It's getting closer. The one thing I will say is that looking at the seniors in picture day, we had more seniors on defense, which was one of the first times that's happened. We do have some holes that we're trying to fill with some younger guys, but the positive thing about it, a lot of kids have stepped forward.
You've got some guys that played tremendously well last season coming back. Talk about some of those returning players that are key to your unit.
With any defense, it starts up front. We're lucky to have Chad Conway back for another season, Jordan Mattingly. And then, of course, behind them, we're lucky to have Collie Taylor, Tanner Pfizer. Those guys have experience. They've played a few plays over the last 2 seasons. And then in the back end, I tell you, we're kind of blessed with a safety that kind of thinks like the coaches think.
Sure.
Jack Hopkins, he's a football coach on the field, and a lot of times he makes checks before I even see it. So I'm kind of pleased with that. And there's other guys. I mean, the one thing we sold to them on defense, it takes 11 of us playing as one. And if we can play as one great group, we'll be a great defense.
Talk about some newcomers to the defensive side, some guys that maybe will step into those roles this year, or newcomers to the program that could be key this year.
I think a couple of guys that were part-time starters last year, and Torrin Brown, Ramon Morris, will step up and have big seasons. Some of the young freshmen that are coming into the program that we're expected to see early in some games. And a young defensive back from Florida named Gene Docius will play some as a true freshman. As will, of course, I've left out Darius Green, who was a freshman last year that played a lot. I'm happy with where we are depth-wise with numbers of kids. But, you know, you always want to see those separate from some of the others.
Absolutely. You prepare for Bluefield, of course, Thursday night. As a defensive coordinator, one advantage, they have a returning coach. They have a returning scheme. But first game of the season, a little tough to prepare for. You don't know what to expect.
You just go back to what you prepared for last year. I do believe he'll be a run-first guy. You know, they do have option football in their package. You know, you learn a little bit about their new coordinator. They have a new offensive coordinator. You know, what he's going to do. He may bring more to his passing attack. But as we all know, we've got to stop the auction. That's the number one thing.
Very good. Coach Brian Williams, defensive coordinator, associate head coach, recruiting coordinator at the University of Pikeville. Coach, we want to wish you the best of luck, and let's have a great 2016 season.
Thank you.
Coach Brian Williams. We'll be joined by the co-offensive coordinator, Justin Lamb, next when the Coach Al Holland Show. Presenting U-Pike football from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. It is presented by Appalachian Wireless. We'll be right back.
This just in. August is turning out to be the hottest month in recorded history. And this time it's not due to dog days. The cause for this phenomena is Appalachian Wireless, as they are slashing all normal contract pricing by 50% all this month when you sign up for service. This includes the LG V10, the Samsung GS7, and yes folks, even the 64 and 128 gig model smartphones. Back to school time has never been hotter. Better service, bigger savings. Serving you for the last 25 years at Appalachian Wireless.
We're gonna lose. I can't watch.
That is how you do it!
Now we have to watch another game.
Yeah, I got nowhere else to be.
What about your wife?
It's cool. I left a note.
This doesn't look good.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of different fonts, couple typos.
Our authentically awesome wings taste even better with special prices on Wing Tuesdays and Boneless Thursdays, only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Our viewers get the latest, most accurate forecast with EKB's live Skywatch Doppler radar. Chief Meteorologist Lathan Hopkins can pinpoint severe weather throughout our region as it happens. So plan your day every day with the help of EKB's live Skywatch Doppler radar presented by Kentucky Power. And stay current on outages, bill pay, and more with free mobile alerts. Sign up at KentuckyPower.com/alerts. That's EKB's live Skywatch Doppler radar presented by Kentucky Power, keeping our viewers and customers informed.
Z1075, the new hit music revolution. Today's most massive hits from the world's biggest stars. Start your day with the Kid Craddock Morning Show, weekday mornings from 6 to 11. And end it with the Zach Sang Show every weekday evening from 7 to midnight. Here on Z1075.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Al Holland Show. Andrew Joyce, and now joined by the co-offensive coordinator, wide receivers coach, and Hall of Fame player in his time at the University of Pikeville. Justin Lamb joins us now as the Al Holland Show all year long. We'll be coming to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. Justin Lamb joins us. Of course, you're an offensive-minded guy as a player and as a coach. You and Al Holland, you share the offensive coordinator duties. You guys have been together for some time. How closely do you guys think alike offensively?
Anymore, it kind of starts to scare me because he can just give me a certain type of look, and I kind of know what he's thinking, and that's to the point where it gets better and better, and you know, being able to do that, and knowing him and how he does things and he wants things, I can move right along with it. We can get a whole lot better as an offensive group unit, just knowing exactly what he's saying before he even has to say it.
Coming out of summer camp, you're heading into the season opener Thursday night at Bluefield. Is this team where you want it to be to open the season?
We're at a good spot. We need to get more fine-tuned, so to speak. You know, our guys have worked really hard over summer camp, and they've come a long way, but you know, you're never satisfied with where you're at. You always want to keep improving and getting better each day. And you know, we're there, but we just got to keep going and going.
Small college football, numbers important. You see injuries. Playing in a conference like the Mid-South Conference, there will be injuries. Guys will get dinged up, even more serious injuries that they'll miss some games or even parts of the season. As far as depth goes on the offensive side, how close is it to where you want it to be?
We've got a lot of younger guys that have, you know, shown some good things this camp, and you know, that's always a positive thing going forward. We'll just have to kind of see, you know, it's different in practice going through it and then actually getting out. And again, Mid-South Conference, toughest conference in NAI. It's a little bit different, but they've shown a great step forward in what we're doing, and we've got some depth that can help us later on.
Of course, in the Al Holland, Justin Lamb offensive scheme, the quarterback, the wideouts, the running back's very important. We all get it. It starts up front. You've got to have those guys in the trenches, and you've had good groups there. But let's talk about the quarterback running back position. Sonny Warren returns, third year there. That experience, how big is that?
That's huge right now for us. We've got Jamar Kersey, our running back, he's a returner, but other than that, we've got some younger guys. And just with Sonny knowing this system, he's a general out on the field for us. He can put them exactly where they need to be and tell them exactly what they need to know. And, you know, that's a big improvement instead of you see some of our younger guys that don't really know the system that well having struggles with that. So it's a major key for us with Sonny being returned.
You've got some wideouts returning as well. Talk about some other guys that you expect big things from this year on the offensive side.
The biggest one, Jordan Olinger. He came last year, hurt his foot, so he had to sit out a year. This is a kid that a few years back played with Hazard High School as they won a state championship, Class 1A. So he's made some great catches in summer camp, some ones that kind of even awe me in the way he does things. So he's going to be a good one for us. A transfer guy, Two brothers, Dallas and Miles Smith, they're transfer kids. They've shown some good things for us, and then even with some freshmen stepping up and doing some things, it could be. I feel really solid and confident in my receiver core and just where we're at right now.
Very good. Coach Justin Lamb, we want to wish you the best of luck Thursday night at Bluefield, and let's have a great 2016 season.
Sir.
Justin Lamb, co-offensive coordinator at the University of Pikeville. We'll take our final break. When we come back, we'll be rejoined by the coach, Coach Al Holland, as we preview Bluefield. The kickoff Thursday night at 6. We're coming to you live from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville with the Coach Al Holland Show, talking U-Pike football, presented by Appalachian Wireless.
This just in. August is turning out to be the hottest month in recorded history. And this time it's not due to dog days. The cause for this phenomena is Appalachian Wireless, as they are slashing all normal contract pricing by 50% all this month when you sign up for service. This includes the LG V10, the Samsung GS7, and yes folks, even the 64 and 128 gig model smartphones. Back to school time has never been hotter. Better service, bigger savings. Serving you for the last 25 years at Appalachian Wireless.
We're gonna lose. I can't watch.
That is how you do it!
Now we have to watch another game.
Yeah, I got nowhere else to be.
What about your wife?
It's cool. I left a note.
This doesn't look good.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of different fonts, couple typos.
Our authentically awesome wings taste even better with special prices on Wing Tuesdays and Boneless Thursdays, only at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hey guys, Jamie Johnson reminding you to tune in for your favorite high school football highlights on Armchair Quarterback, presented by Embroid Me, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. live right here on EKB TV. Catch the highlights you missed from the night before, get the latest on your favorite college teams, and we'll talk to some special guests as well. Nobody is all over local sports like EKB. Watch Armchair Quarterback, presented by Embroid Me, Saturdays at 10 a.m. right here on EKB TV.
This just in. August is turning out to be the hottest month in recorded history. And this time it's not due to dog days. The cause for this phenomena is Appalachian Wireless, as they are slashing all normal contract pricing by 50% all this month when you sign up for service. This includes the LG V10, the Samsung GS7, and yes folks, even the 64 and 128 gig model smartphones. Back to school time has never been hotter. Better service, bigger savings. Serving you for the last 25 years at Appalachian Wireless.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Al Holland Show, where we're talking University of Pikeville Bears football. The season kickoff Thursday night from Bluefield's Mitchell Stadium. And if you can't tell by the crowd that is gathered here at Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville, there's a lot of excitement around this program. The predictions, U-Pike to finish third in the Mid-South Conference East. I've got a feeling Coach Al Holland Jr. has a little different expectations for this program, as do the Bears fans that are joining us. We'll be here live each Tuesday night with the Al Holland Show all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings, mark your calendar, each Tuesday. Join us here at 6, and you'll find out more than you need to know about U-Pike football. Coach Al Holland Jr., Justin Lamb, Brian Williams, a couple of your coaches, and so important to the success of this program.
Two great guys, and both had great college careers and great high school careers. Coach Williams playing at the University of Kentucky, and he's coached all over the country, from Ohio State, out to Fresno State, and he's been at every different level. But being back home means a lot to him, and close to his family, and that means a lot. And he takes a lot of pride of being a Kentucky guy, and grew up in the mountains in Middlesboro. So, and Justin Lamb had a great career here at which was Pikeville College, and held a lot of the records for a long time. And now he sees all his guys now breaking his records, and them's good problems to have for him. But can't say enough about those guys, and they do a lot for this football program and for the university, and they work hard day in and day out and getting their guys prepared and putting them in position to be successful on the field and in the classroom, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
You had a pretty fair playing career in your own right, and of course you'll get to go back to a place you called home, Eastern Kentucky, to take on the Colonels this year. How will that feel for Coach Al Holland Jr.?
You know, that one will be mixed emotions, not only for me, but Coach Heineman, Coach Susie. All three of us played there and all had great careers. And, you know, dressing in that visitors' locker room and being on that visitors' sideline instead of being on the home sideline will be a different feel this year. But, you know, it's a challenge I'm looking forward to. I can't wait to get there, and it's going to be a fun one for us. But, you know, we got a big one this week, and we got to get to 1-0 this week, and that's the big game we got to worry about and get our focus back to, because it's a conference game. And, you know, in order to try to win a championship, you got to win the first one.
You don't have a lot of say in scheduling.
No.
You've got to play it as they come. But opening the season against a Mid-South Conference East Division opponent, is that something you would prefer to play someone that wasn't in that division?
Well, yes and no. But, you know, you keep that focus and keep the guys, you know, they can't think outside the bubble, and they got to stay focused in for that first one. And it sort of tells us where we're at going into the season, and you know, and then we play a bunch of non-conference games, and then we get back to conference play. But you know, it's been a nice little rivalry to start the season at Bluefield, and them coming to us. And we sort of did it on Thursday nights the past few years, and you know, me and Coach Walker both enjoyed that, and they continue to get better. And we're going to have our hands full this week, but you know, we got to be ready to go. And you know, I feel like we can. You know, get out there and play like we've prepared these guys, and you know, play up to par. You know, I feel good about our chances this week.
Bluefield, of course, returning head coach, new offensive guy. You may see a little different look out of the Rams, but also you'd expect to see them stay with their general schemes.
You're always going to see some new things in first couple ball games, and you know, we've added a few new things offensively, defensively, and special teams, and they've done the same thing. You know, so we'll fill each other out, and who makes the best adjustments early in the football game and at halftime is, you know, 9 times out of 10 going to win the ball game. Who takes care of that football early on in the season dictates a lot of college football games, not only at our level, but you know, at the FBS level as well.
Absolutely. Coach Al Holland Jr., head coach of your University of Pikeville Bears. The kickoff of the season, Thursday night, 6 p.m., Bluefield's Mitchell Stadium. It is a Mid-South Conference East Division game. You'll hear it live on Z1075, your home for Bears football all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings here in Pikeville, home of the Al Holland Show all season long. Every Tuesday night, live at 6. Join us right here. Food specials, and you'll be hanging out with a lot of Bears fans. Coach, before we wrap up this first edition of the show this year, got to talk about some goals. What are some goals for this U-Pike program this year?
You know, we had the opportunity last year at the last game of the season to play for a tie of the conference championship, something that's never been done here at this university football-wise. And you know, that's where we want to end at the end of the year. You know, we want to be in that position to be able to win the first ever conference championship, get back to the playoffs here, and do something special. You know, we always want to have a winning season, but you know, winning that first ever conference championship is our number one goal, and we're taking it one step at a time. But we're trying to build this thing. We've got a lot of great players in this program and guys that are doing the right things, not only in the classroom, on the field, but in the community as well, and getting involved there. And that says a lot about these guys' character and, you know, trying to bring these guys along. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's all about graduating these young men and having 16 seniors this year, and, you know, a couple of guys that are out for injury, but having that opportunity to graduate, and that means the most to me at the end of the day.
Let's get some graduates. Let's get some wins.
That's right.
It all starts with the first one. Win number one this Thursday night at Bluefield. That's our goal this week. Coach Al Holland Jr., best of luck.
Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you Buffalo Wild Wings and teriyaki wings every Tuesday night for Coach Holland.
Coach Al Holland may put on a few pounds. We all may before the season's over. We're celebrating Bears football at Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville. Join us next Tuesday live right here. You've been tuned to the Al Holland Show presented by Appalachian Wireless.
This has been the Coach Al Holland Show presented by Appalachian Wireless.
This just in. August is turning out to be the hottest month in recorded history. And this time it's not due to dog days. The cause for this phenomena is Appalachian Wireless, as they are slashing all normal contract pricing by 50% all this month when you sign up for service. This includes the LG V10, the Samsung GS7, and yes folks, even the 64 and 128 gig model smartphones. Back to school time has never been hotter. Better service, bigger savings. Serving you for the last 25 years at Appalachian Wireless.
Hey guys, Jamie Johnson reminding you to tune in for your favorite high school football highlights on Armchair Quarterback, presented by Embroid Me, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. live right here on EKB TV. Catch the highlights you missed from the night before, get the latest on your favorite college teams, and we'll talk to some special guests as well. Nobody is all over local sports like EKB. Watch Armchair Quarterback, presented by Embroid Me, Saturdays at 10 a.m. right here on EKB TV.